Well, sometimes things don't go as planned. So, as of yesterday, I had Siri and Dietz haltered, and they spent the night in one of the front pens with Siri and Bella, and with Pooh Bear and Bella, so that I would have them ready for this morning. So I worked with Siri a bit this morning on, her front legs and her back legs. And Dietz just decided today that he did not want to be caught. So I brought Siri into the smaller 16 by 16 pen, and the vet came in, and he just about got one shot in her, and we wanted to see if she was going to get drowsy and just see if the sedative would take so that the farrier could check out her feet. Well, realistically, I'm taking full responsibility. I don't think that Siri or Dietz were truly ready to go into this, because I haven't even picked up their back feet. So I was kind of, in a certain way, probably on a wing and a prayer that this would work. But several human emotions came up for me today. The sedation once was one thing, but then the vet decided to come into the pen, and he had already queued up another shot for her. And I was like, well, if you don't think that we're going to be able to get her feet done, don't put the shot in her. But by the time I said that, he had already done it, which really, really upset me, because it was happening so fast. I didn't even get a chance to muscle test Siri's body to see if we should give her another shot. But once he did it, there was nothing I could do to undo it. So I had to just watch my mare go through two different types of sedation, which I would honestly probably not under any other circumstances put in her. But not only did he put in the first shot, which I understand we needed to see and we needed to test out, but putting in the second shot was just so infuriating, because I couldn't even prepare her, and I have spent, weeks taking my time gently preparing my horses so I don't have to stress them out, so nobody has to freak out, and they know that there will be a consistency in handling them. And then before I know it, she's like standing there in a puddle of just energy, because now she's got two heavy sedatives in her. Not that are going to knock her out like the burro got knocked out for his gelding process. But I'm furious. And it turned out that the farrier was cool. He came in, he worked with her. He was touching her legs to pick her feet up so she'd get used to it. But that also felt like such an enormous violation. I don't want to rub her all over. I don't want to touch her all over without her consent. Everything that I've been trying to do and work with my horse, both of my horses, is by consent, so that they know they have a no. And as gentle and as awesome as my farrier was, and I'm so grateful to him, I'm fucking pissed, because I don't carry the same philosophy that he does. So who knows what gets imprinted when a being is spaced out of their mind. But not only did I feel like it was a violation of my horse, it was a violation of my guardianship of my horse. Not even asking, like, how are you working with her? How far have you gotten with her? And being given this information that, quite honestly, I mean, I didn't really need, because if it was a question of if I'm going to give her sedation so we can get her feet done, that's one thing. The other part of it, which I'm quite intelligent about, is it's just going to take the time that it takes. And we're just going to have to keep, taking time with this and keep practicing it. And eventually, hopefully she'll say, okay, just for this, you can touch my feet. But I guess what really shocked me through the whole process is the feeling of not having people, just like not having my back of what I want to do and how I choose to work with my horse, and then probably judging me for it without even seeing all the progress that we've made. And then my friend didn't even have the decency to say, hey, look, I've gone through this process before. They're probably not ready yet. If that was the case, that's fine. I would have taken care of the farrier. I would have taken care of the vet bill. No problem. But to spend so much time and so much conscious effort laying down groundwork for my mare and my gelding to be able to trust me no matter what the circumstances, and the level of a little bit of arrogance that somebody just came in, didn't even ask. I did not ask for a second shot. And it literally felt like a violation. It felt like I had no control over protecting my mare. I had no control at the moment of somebody just going in and rubbing all over her. And that fucking pissed me off. And I really... If you are going to work with someone else's horses, have the decency and the respect to ask. Don't fucking assume. There's no way I would have given my mare a second shot unless I knew for a fact that we could get her feet done today. So for her to have to go through sedation for no fucking reason, and yes, the farrier got to touch her, but quite honestly, I don't want her zoned out and being touched. I want her present because it's her body and it's her consent. And if I don't have her consent, I will wait till I have her consent. And I'm going to say this, and it's probably going to piss some people off. And you know what? I really don't give a shit. Because I think that this is something that really, really has to be addressed. And all of a sudden, like as I'm bringing this up, Siri's bringing up this factor too. All these horses that are bred without a stallion, like through semen, and all these horses that are drugged, that you're not even asking the horse if they want to frickin' be drugged. This is a violation of their essential rights as a conscious, sentient being. And we don't talk about this enough. We might talk about the person that worked with our horse that wasn't that good, or we might talk about the vet that didn't do the right thing, but we rarely, if ever, discuss. We are not paying attention to who these beings truly are, and we have the arrogance to believe that we can just go ahead or give someone else the go ahead, or not even give someone else the go ahead, to do whatever they think with their bodies. And I found that to be such an incredibly eye-opening awareness of violation today. And the things that horses go through at our hands because we don't remember that they're telepathic and they can communicate with us. We don't remember that they're conscious, sentient beings.